Talk Norwich City here at the Tales from the City launch night with host tonight, Chris Goreham. Chris, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for coming, Jack.
Great start from you. I mean, it must be so tough to ask sort of icons for you and us questions and stay professional. I mean, I suppose for you, that's your career though, isn't it? I would regard you as one of the most professional broadcasters because you are a fan, aren't you? And that must be so tough.
Well, it's very surreal for me tonight because the last one we did, we had people like Grant Holt and Adam Drury, who we've got coming on in the second half. Well, you know, I was commentating on them playing, so that's a kind of different relationship I have with them. Someone like Dave Stringer, when I first started coming to watch Norwich, and I got my first season ticket at the age of 7 in 1989, he was the manager then. And Robert Fleck was the Grant Holt of his day. He was the crowd favourite who played up front. So I feel like much more of a fanboy with players of that sort of era than I do with somebody like Grant Holt and Adam Drury, because I've always had that sort of professional relationship with them. So yeah, it's a bit surreal, but I'm enjoying myself.
I mean, I suppose that's the sort of joy with our sort of local media, is most of you have been fans before going into broadcast. I mean, I suppose it's an interesting one, talking about players going from playing to being fans. I suppose it's the other way around for you, isn't it? Being fans, going into a professional career, that transition must be tough.
Yeah, it does dilute it a little bit, in that, you know, when Norwich do the sort of thing they do, like letting in 2 goals in stoppage time at Newcastle.
Let's not talk about that. The N-word is banned.
A lot of people have been talking about it, even all this time on. You have to...
May I say, listening to that on the radio, I think my life expectancy has decreased. Me and my mum, and I didn't speak to her for like 10 minutes. Yeah. You are painstaking listening to it on the radio. Anyway, back to
you're right. You cannot... Despite the fact that I've got all the feelings going through my mind, I've got that same feeling in the stomach that you've got. I'm thinking, I can't believe they've done this again. You can't say it. You've still got to find the words to describe what's happening. So, I am still a huge Norwich fan, and I still get disappointed when they lose. But I don't think I take it quite as badly as I probably did when I was growing up, because you can't. Because you've got to find the right words and think of some questions to ask afterwards. So, I still love Norwich City. I'm still a fan, but I would think I'd be lying if I said it wasn't diluted slightly when it's your job. Maybe it's when you get home in the evening and a couple of days after that you then think about the result more as a fan, and things sink in like that.
I mean, the man that you spend probably more time with than your family, Rob Butler, I thought he was very negative over the transfer window. I think you were certainly more positive. Me, myself, how would you rate sort of the transfer window going forwards? I mean, we're second in the table. Surely we're doing well, aren't we?
Yeah, I think rather than just looking at the transfer window, I think you take the way Norwich have started the season, and I did fear for them a little bit at the start of the season because of what can happen when you've been relegated. And we're seeing it this season with Aston Villa. We've seen it before with countless teams. The Championship is full of teams that should have bounced back to the Premier League at the first time of asking, and they don't, because they don't come to terms with being a Championship team, and they start really slowly. And I was a bit worried that after relegation that might happen to Norwich. So to be at the second international break of the season, having only lost twice, that's better than I thought Norwich would do. I thought maybe the season would be the other way, and it would be a slow start, and they might come good as they did the last time they were in the Championship. So I think from what we've seen so far, 20 of the teams in the Championship we probably haven't got to worry that much about. If Norwich play to their potential and do what they can on the day, they'll win more games than they'll lose this season. But I think a couple of games, notably Birmingham away, that shows that Norwich have still got to go out there and do it. If they don't, you've got teams that will punish you at this level, but it's not as punishing as the Premier League was, for obvious reasons.
Chris, thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, Jack.
Top man. Thank you.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. It was captured from the Tales from the City launch event. It was great to see a lot of you guys there. If you didn't make it, or if you haven't picked up the book yet, I'm going to link it, how to get the book, in the description below. It's got fantastic Norwich City stories from Ed Balls, Adam Drury, Darren Eadie, Fleck, Rolf Fox, Keith Skipper, Dave Stringer. So many good stories in here, all about Norwich City. You can pick it up for a tenner down in the description below. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you later.